Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rick Norberger, I'm 23 years old and I identify myself as non-binary and I use the pronouns they, them primarily, so please respect that and use the correct pronouns for yours truly. So, I'm a writer and I write fantasy stories that are a mix between urban fantasy and high fantasy, and I explain in a bit how I deal with it and what I mean with modern fantasy. That's the genre I decided to call this mix between urban and high fantasy, and why I decided to call it that way. And also I will tell you about myself a little bit, who I am, what I do, and where I'm from. So, the where I'm from part is pretty easy to say. I'm from Switzerland. I live my whole life in Switzerland. I speak Swiss German, English, a bit French, a bit Italian, and a bit Spanish. So, I don't know if Swiss German is its own language, but I count it as its own language. So, 6 languages. I'm really interested in mythology around the world, like Greek mythology, Nordic mythology, Egyptian mythology, Irish mythology, every mythology that I can find inspiration in, I will dissect and put my heart into it to find as much as I can about this specific mythology at that moment, if I'm interested enough. Also, I'm a pretty huge anime fan or manga fan because I love the style of how it's written, how it's animated and stuff, and I'm really inspired by it. But I'm also inspired by other sources from so-called old media, like books. But if you want to find out what my inspirations are, I have a blog post exactly for that. You can read it. It's in German, but I think you can perfectly understand it if you take the German thing and put it into the Google Translator, and then you can read it in English or in any language you want to. I will see that there will be an English translation for it, but I mainly write in German because it's my mother tongue, and I feel most comfortable in writing in that language. So yeah, I do that. So, but I also make videos now in English because it feels more natural to talk about my books in English than in German. Because, I don't know, it's just like that. I'm weird. So, get used to it, and I'm weird. You can call me, by the way, Rick. That's my preferred name. I don't want to hear any Mr. Norberger or MX Norberger or shit. Just call me Rick. I'm a human being, and I hate, this epithet before a name. Just call me Rick. I dare you, please. So, the next thing is, what do I mean with modern fantasy? Modern fantasy is a subgenre I created from 2 subgenres, so it's a sub-subgenre I would call from fantasy. So I took the best parts of high fantasy and I take that with world building, like Tolkien or Aragon, or what do we have? Narnia. Those are great high fantasy. But no. Narnia is not high fantasy. I'm sorry. I just refer to it as high fantasy because of the style the world is built. But it's probably more likely urban fantasy. So, but I take the world building from high fantasy, put it in, and make it work with urban fantasy somehow. What I mean with that is when I look at urban fantasy, I see more modern takes like Percy Jackson, Harry Potter. Like, it's a world hidden in a world. Yeah, it's just like that, I think. And I don't take this. It's a world hidden in a world. It's an own world, but you can come from our world to this world. We have 2 dimensions here. We have Fantras, the world the whole series plays in, and we have Otherworld, the world we live in. So, but I don't want to spoil too much about the story, but I just want to say that Fantras is a fantastic place. It's full of magical creatures. It has many magic forms, and it's just, how should I put it? It's just a mix of my ideas thrown together, then salted a bit, and yeah, I make everything out of it that I want to, because it's my story and I can decide what I want to do with it and what not want to do with it. I don't limit myself to, oh yeah, I can only do that in that story, because that's not my style of writing. I just want to write anything I want to, so you can have fun with it. So you can have one arc where I write about deep political stuff, and then another arc where, I don't know, it's about magic. Another arc, it's very character driven. But I'm most proud on to my characters, but I don't want to spoil anything of them. I have some character analysis on my blog that is linked below, like the other websites. I have many. I have some websites. I don't know how much now from my head, but there's Fantracon WordPress.com, ricknorberger.wordpress.com. Then there is Fantras blog stories, but jimdofree.com, where I post an online project called Fantras Nights, or the Fantras Shorts, where it's just short stories that are not always canon, but I will always put a disclaimer if it's canon or not at the end of the story, so that you know, oh, can I put it into Fantras Adventures of Fantras Heroes. And now I name dropped the both series. Fantras Adventures is the main series with planned 12 books with 12 main characters, but I don't want to spoil anything about my main characters because they're a part of me, and I just want to tell you the story that I want to tell you through them, because they just always be a part of me, and I will always be a part of them, but I will never be one of them. I'm my own person. There are characteristics from them that I see in myself, and there are characteristics from myself that I see in them, and so on. It's just, I write what I want, and I don't want to have rules on it, what I write and how I write it, because I write how I like it and not how others like it. So, I work with a team, and they are great. The links to their social media is down below in the video description. And also, I'm sorry, I'm not a native speaker, so if I make pronunciation errors or grammar errors, etc., I'm really sorry. It's not my first language. My mother tongue is, as I recall, German or Swiss German, so that's where my accent comes from, if you hear any accent. So, yeah. There will be a video dedicated to the website, where I talk about what website is for what reason in existence, so you're not confused with what to do with all those websites or shit. Also, my whole social media stuff is down below. You can find me just about anywhere, but you will see and find out. So I think that it's a good length from 10 minutes, so I hope you like this video, the first impression of myself, and I hope you're hyped about the next videos to come, because I will do character analysis, explain why I did certain things in the story that I did, and I will just like talk about my writer stuff that you could be interested in. If you are interested in my writer stuff, then please leave a comment down below and tell me what you want to that I talk about next, and I will think about it, maybe make a video about it, because I want to communicate with you people, because it's important to me that I am like transparent about my work as a writer. What I wanted to like say at the end of the video is there will be many LGBTQIA plus characters, and also person of color characters, and also really complex psyches, but you will know about them more and more in the books, and I will explore as much as I can about mental health. And yeah, in the next video I will possibly talk about what exactly the story is. I just wanted to introduce myself to you, because yeah, I think that's the first really important video that you get to know me. And yeah, as I said, every website, every link that to my social media is important is down below. Thank you to Vani for the great artwork that I use in thumbnails most likely, and also in my profile picture. It's from Vani. Also, I really thank all my other teammates to like help me through those times and are just a great support in general. So yeah, thank you for everything, and if you like this video, just like and subscribe, leave a comment about what you want to see me talking about next, and yeah, thank you for listening, and goodbye.